Hi, I'm Thomas Strecker, the COO of Team P. Chrissy Wiegand is our CIO, and Dana Canteen is our CFO. As a company, we achieved operational excellence through production agility and pricing agility. We dramatically decreased turnaround time from 8 hours to 3 hours. We did this so that we could produce a wide range of products. This ensured that the customer can get everything from us, making orders easier for the customer and making us more competitive to other companies that did not offer customers every product. The decrease in turnaround time also allowed us to produce more goods overall. Therefore, we did not choose to upgrade our capacity from 24,000 a day. Because our focus was on agility, not only market share, we felt that the money could be better spent elsewhere. Pricing agility was achieved through a detailed but flexible pricing plan. That plan was to start 2% above market average with reduced competition and move to 7% below market average as competition increased. This plan could be tweaked as we saw fit. Our focus on production agility, keeping a wide range of products available, and competitive pricing did help us maintain healthy market share for all items, even though market share was not a direct goal. Our market share is 6 to 16%, which we feel is good considering the number of competitors. Our average market share last quarter was 10.18%. The variance in market share was on purpose. We chose to produce lower cost products such as raisin muesli more than higher cost products such as strawberry muesli. This is because we could have a slightly higher markup on those products. We also adjusted supply to meet demand, which is why not all cheap to produce products had a high market share. This graph shows our income per round, and we'll explain why we struggled in some periods later on. But as you can see from the blue line, which is our sum of net income, we maintained positive cumulative net income, although it increased more slowly as time went on. We believe that with our renewed business plan, which we will discuss later, and using more advanced analytics, we can significantly increase income even from our best quarter. As you can see from that previous graph, there is still room for improvement. After analyzing our company and developing an understanding of the problems we faced, we have a strategy to perform better than before. Due to a planning error, we placed much larger orders for raw materials than we expected to. Because of this, warehousing costs were significant, and the purchase of raw materials also cost us quite a bit more than we planned for. This error was pervasive, but it was relatively minor throughout the first quarters. It cut into our profits most in quarter 8. Going forward, we've rectified the forecasting error that was causing this. We will not order materials and will continuously produce finished goods until we bring raw materials to a manageable level. While we have not seen an issue yet with overstocking finished goods, we will keep closer tabs on them as well so that we don't incur warehousing costs for finished goods as well. We also believe that we will quickly be able to rebound from these errors because we estimate that we can manufacture goods for 3 quarters using only raw materials in stock, which means we won't have to produce any raw materials. This significant decrease in costs will increase profit in the quarters to come. Moving forward, we guarantee lower operational costs as we have fixed the problem that was causing raw material overstocking. We will maintain our focus on operational excellence. Pricing agility and especially production agility has served us well. Due to our production agility, we satisfy an important need for customers and occupy a valuable space in the market. We will continue to maintain high production levels of cheap-to-produce goods and maintain stock of more costly-to-produce goods. This allows us to compete both on price and convenience to customers. We have solved the pervasive issue that we were experiencing throughout the first quarters and expect profits to rise going forward. Our recommendation to the board is that we continue to operate. We do not require additional investment and we are profitable, although it was $270,000 or so in quarter 8. We wish to hire an employee to help us monitor operations. We're a smaller than average management team, and because of that, we found it difficult to maintain agility and monitor all of our business operations at the same time. This new employee would help us monitor business operations and provide us with insight into things that we could improve. As a mock business, we learned how to use SAP, which is a very powerful but very unintuitive program. We also learned ways to analyze data, and more importantly, we learned what data to look for. Knowing how to graph something is useless if you don't know what to graph. We learned what data drives costs, what data to look for production, and the importance of overall market analysis. As an analyst in a business, there will not be a test. Instead, we must be able to find the questions to answer and answer them in a way that helps the business. Knowing the correct questions can only be found through experience, and this class provided that experience. Prioritizing business goals is very important. No business has unlimited resources, so an analyst must know what changes to make with the biggest impact with the fewest resources used. This exercise helped us understand that, especially later on. We also learned how to best invest our resources, which ties into prioritizing business goals. We learned the tools and techniques to look at many possible scenarios and pick the best one. And we also learned how important it is to go by the numbers rather than coming up with an idea that sounds good, but without much evidence. What we would change as a business. This class showed us many methods to analyze possible outcomes of a decision. Our first attempt to come up with a business model, we based it on intuition more than hard data. Although we did use hard data. If we did it again, we would test more scenarios and choose the best path forward based on the numbers alone. Intuition is not very reliable in the beginning, and with more experience, intuition can be trusted more, which we did take into consideration later on. We invested in reducing turnaround time in the factory, but if we did it again, we would invest in more ways to give us the best outcome. For example, we would use Excel to analyze more data and come up with a balance between turnaround time, capacity, and so on. We would also pay off debt throughout the rounds. While we couldn't pay off debt in the first few rounds because we were operating at a loss, we could have paid off our debt more quickly in later rounds to reduce debt expense. And on that same subject, we could have invested throughout time to reduce debt expense rather than all in the beginning. In the beginning, we invested $1.5 million in reducing turnaround time, and we should have spread that out more. We didn't track inventory closely enough and therefore did not spot the forecasting issue we had and the huge amounts we were spending on raw materials that we didn't know we bought. If we did it again, we would keep closer track of all aspects of our business, and we would use SAP planned independent requirements correctly. The incorrect use of planned independent requirements led to us having huge quantities of raw materials. As you can see, we are sold out of several products in this graph, and that is because we dropped prices in round 8 to try to recover from raw material and storage expenses. Normally, we did work hard to keep all of our products in stock. We didn't track production orders closely enough, and that caused issues like you can see on this graph where we ordered too much of F-04 because we forgot that it was already in production from before and ordered more. This could be solved by keeping a log on a piece of paper of all of our orders and all of the completed orders.